You keep refining your niche. You keep updating your messaging. You keep tweaking your sales copy, but you're still hitting the same ceiling. What if the thing holding you back isn't your capability, isn't any of that, but it's your capacity to hold the success and the vision that you dream of? Here's what I mean. For years, I supported women to become the greatest version of themselves. And I built a life by my design doing that. I left the corporate world. I did what I loved, adventure, travel. I taught mindset and energetics. So I was just absolutely living my dream. But then when it got to a stage after I'd been doing that for a couple of years, it got to a stage where I wanted to grow the business. And when I tried to grow it beyond a certain point, I kept getting confused as to why it kept stalling. And so I told myself the same thing that most ambitious women would do is like, I need better strategy. I need clear messaging. I need a better marketing. I need a better website. I need a more streamlined sales pathway. And so I went after that. I did all of that. And still there was no change. And so one day I asked myself a different question, which was, what does having a thriving community of thousands of women feel like in my body? And instantly I felt this contraction. And it took me back to the memory of me being 7 years old again. I turned up to school one day and my entire group of friends who I'd loved, they all turned their back on me. No warning, no explanation, just rejection. And I remember just feeling so devastated, like so confused, like what have I done? What's changed between today and yesterday? Like what did I do? Blaming myself, shaming myself. And then fast forward a few years and it happened again when I moved from intermediate school into high school. And I found myself without my group of close girlfriends, rejected, wandering around school, feeling shame and embarrassment with no friends, thinking, why am I here again? What have I done? And so my nervous system made a decision that groups of women are not safe. So fast forward to me trying to build a bigger business serving more women. And every time I tried to grow my community, something stalled. Launched a program and it wouldn't land or it wouldn't I wouldn't sell past the usual numbers that would come into my programs. I'd have a really successful program and then I would stall. I wouldn't capitalize on the growth and the momentum. I'd procrastinate. So I'd succeed and then I'd slow down. And I recognized it wasn't a strategy issue. My nervous system was protecting me from visibility with women. My nervous system was saying, if you let more women in, you'll be rejected again. So it kept me small. It was nothing to do with capability. It was my system didn't have the capacity to hold what it seemed to be expansion. And so in that moment, I stopped trying to fix my strategy and I started building evidence to my nervous system that I had the capacity to hold this dream, this vision that I desired. And so I started investing heavily to be in rooms full of powerful women, successful female entrepreneurs doing the things that I wanted to be doing. And at first, very uncomfortable. I went through a lot of moments, but slowly my nervous system collected new data. This is safe. I'm being supported here. I'm being celebrated. We're in this together. We're growing together. And then when my Instagram grew from 330 followers to 500 and, well, 5,500 in a few months, I was able to hold that expansion. When my LinkedIn got hacked, where I where I built most of my business, most of my leads come from, I was shut out for a whole week, nothing happened. I was able to hold that. I was able to lean in and go, this is curious. What's the lesson for me here? Where am I being redirected? There was no. So I started to see that the work I was doing on my nervous system, the work I was doing on revealing greater capacity, giving my nervous system evidence was working. Here's what I want you to hear. Capability is what you can do. And I would suggest that you're already super capable. I'd even go as far as saying you're extraordinary at what you do. Capacity is what you can hold. So you have the skills, you have the experience, you have the knowledge, you have the know-how. It's just your nervous system will only let you have what it believes you can survive at this point in time. When you go to expand beyond what it has evidence for, it'll shut you down. It's not sabotage, it's what people call it, it's protection. Our nervous system updates through evidence, not affirmations, not vision boards, not desire, evidence. And the fastest way to reveal our capacity is to make expansion feel safe and fun. So let's get practical around that. The first thing that you need to do is embody the identity now. So don't wait to be that next version of yourselves. For the next, like say next week, next 7 days, live as if the version of you who already has the community, the visibility, the income, the clients. She's running your life now. So you want to ask the questions, how does she make decisions? What does she no longer tolerate? How does she respond to criticism? How does she respond to rejection? Of course, when you grow, when you expand, when you get more visible, you're also going to expand the amount of people that don't like you, that don't resonate with your work, that perhaps troll you. How do you respond to that? This is where the nervous system needs evidence that I'm going to be safe to hold those. So how do you respond to criticism? What brings that version of you joy, pleasure? How can you do more of that? How can you be in your joy more now? What does she let go of? Like in this expansive version of you, there's no room for people pleasing. There's no room for perfectionism or procrastination. All of that, all of those behaviors are nervous system responses to fear. So these are sort of big questions that you need to ask yourself and get really clear on. What is my vision requiring of me now? Then practice being that version. It's not pretending, it's practicing. Practice makes progress. It allows your nervous system to collect data. Oh, okay, this is who we're being now. And that's how capacity gets revealed. So the second part of this, of identity, of upgrading our identity, we have to pair expansion with pleasure. Because if expansion only feels like threat, then your system's going to resist it. So every stretch moment needs reinforcement with joy, with pleasure, with celebration. I'm always a big fan of celebrating small moments. So even like if you put in a boundary and you hold that, celebrate it. If you raise your prices and someone purchases on the updated price, celebrate that. If you post something really vulnerable, if you share something authentic of you and it feels uncomfortable or contracted, but you do it anyway, celebrate. It could be dancing, it could be going for a walk, could be journaling, could be just really being in the moment of joy. Like, yeah, snaps, claps, whatever it is. Give yourself that moment because what that's saying to the nervous system is we're safe to expand. We're safe to grow. And if expansion feels good, then the system starts seeking that. And so number 3, after expansion, integrate it. Let your system process. We did that. We didn't just survive it, we thrived through it. Because without integration, expansion feels a little bit chaotic. With integration, it becomes your new normal. So here's the question you want to start asking yourself, rather than how can I push through this or why can't I push through this? Start asking, what evidence would help my nervous system feel safe at this level? You were built for a level most people can't even imagine. What's on your heart is 100% for you. And somewhere in you, you've always known that. That's why you keep going. That's why you keep persisting. That's why you keep doing the hard things. So we just have to let our nervous system remember. So this week, reveal her. Make one decision as her, implement one boundary as her, release one thing that she no longer tolerates. That's evidence. And every piece of evidence reveals a new level of your limitless capacity. And that's how you move from survivability to inevitability.